Madam Mayor and Councilman, thank you very much for welcoming us and putting this on your agenda. I know this resolution is outside your normal purview. A lot of people might see it as a waste of time. In fact, despite the fact that I studied political science in college, I don't necessarily consider myself a political activist. I consider myself a community activist, and one of the reasons I'm not a political activist is because at the federal level, the system seems really broken. And one thing that my incredibly conservative parents who live on a ranch in Kansas and my libertarian sister who is a doctor in Seattle, when we sit down at the kitchen table and argue politics, which happens every holiday, the one thing we can agree on is that until campaign finance is reformed, we're all we just have no voice at all. And so even though I know this isn't the most pressing issue for Savannah, I really appreciate you let us come and appreciate you even considering voting on this, because the fact is the only way this is going to change is from the bottom up. And everybody, this group in particular knows that grassroots change is, when we're talking about really meaningful change and when we're talking about money at the top that's dictating all of our policies, there's only one way it's going to change, and that's if municipalities, regions, and states make the citizens' voices heard. And so that's why we're coming to you. I also, as a small business owner, I get really upset when I hear, I've been watching the debates, and I hear everyone talking about how they'd like to support the middle class and support the small business owners. And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and believe that most of our elected officials do want to do that. Why else would they go through the rigors of a campaign and serve in office unless they wanted to help the citizens? But I do believe that their hands are tied by the rat race of money in politics. And so I really think that this is the essential issue to me for fixing government at the federal level. And thank goodness that government still works at the local level. And if, as a small business owner, when I'm lumped into, these policies are good for business, and everybody lumps small businesses in with giant corporations, that's just not true. The policies that corporations are lobbying for are frequently bad for small businesses, and I know the policies I know the most about are food-related policies as a restaurant owner and organizer of the farmers market, and there's a lot of really good examples in that industry of how policies that are protecting large agribusiness and large chemical companies are not at all good for small businesses. And so small businesses are actually being forced to come up with really creative ways to go outside the system. And that's not really a good way to run a democracy. So thanks again for letting me come. I do have to sneak in that if you want to see some good small businesses at work, we're having a fall celebration and educational day at the market on Saturday. So if you haven't been to the Forsyth Farmers Market, it's a great time to come, 9 to 1. And I hope you'll consider passing this resolution as a show of solidarity to people across the country who want to fix things. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kristin.